Hey everyone, I want to show you, you're going to have to access the databases for this week. And so I want to show you how to do that and then talk a little bit about the essay that's due. I'm going to share my screen and we'll do that. Okay, so to access the Valley College databases, you're going to go to Valley's main screen. There's written instructions on how to do this, but I thought it can be helpful to see it too. So you click on students, and under students is a link to the library. You can also enter the library link. But this is the main page for Valley College's library. You're going to click on this green box that says Start Research here. And now we are going to scroll down to background topics, pro and con. I will say as we move forward and do other assignments and you'll be required to use the databases for the final research paper. There's so many great articles, we've got scholarly ones. So there's all kinds of great access here, but we're going to click on background topics, pro and con. And then we're going to scroll down to SIRS issue researcher, and we're going to click on the green box. At this point, when it comes up, you're probably going to be asked to enter your password, which it's the same that you use when you log into Canvas or WebAdvisor. It's the exact same username and password. So unless you're on campus or something like that, you will need to enter the password to be able to have access to the databases. Once you have access, this is what it will look like. We're going to go up to leading issues and we're going to crime and punishment. And for the next essay assignment, you can pick any of these. There's 4 areas right here that you can look at, but you can pick any article that you want under those different areas to think about writing your essay. There's the death penalty, discrimination in the criminal justice system, prison reform, juvenile delinquency, or also the jury system. You can choose any one of those, but that's also listed on the essay assignment instructions. But you'll also need to do this for the discussion. So I'm just going to click on death penalty. And so now what happens is you get some links to different articles. The neat thing about it is it gives both sides of the issue. So you can kind of pick what do you want to talk? Oh, is capital punishment a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You can pick either side that you want to look at. You might want to look at both sides of the issue. And you can also click on this for more sources. So like if I were to click on this, it gives you a long list of articles here that you might find helpful. I'm going to go back and choose one of the ones on here, and I'll just show it to you really quick. I'm going to put why not in the death penalty now. And so you're going to read an article for the discussion and also for the next essay that we're going to do. What I want to say about that, and I'll talk about that in a minute, is the essay is not about the article. The essay is about supporting your own ideas. So like, let's say I believe that the death penalty is not good, and I want to write an essay that argues that the death penalty should be abolished. I'm looking for some information that might support that. That's all the articles are for. So I'll scroll down here, maybe I'll find something that I like. Oh, this says since 1992, more than 22 death row inmates have been exonerated. So if I'm wanting to argue that the death penalty should be abolished, I want to say, hey, 22 people have been found innocent that were originally on death row. So that's one of the reasons why I believe the death penalty should just be abolished, because it's too risky that we might actually execute people who are innocent. Regardless, whatever you're going to pick, you're going to read your article, you're going to put it in, you're going to talk about it in the discussion. If it's the article that you end up using to write your essay about, or I want to say use in your essay, the one thing I want to show what's really great about using the databases is it always shows you how to cite your work. If you go up here, like let's say I use that quote in my paper, because you're supposed to use 2 quotes from an article, but you have to cite it. So click on cite, and make sure that under citation style, it says MLA 9. There's others to pick from, but you only want MLA. And this would be the citation that goes on your works cited page. You would cut and paste it onto your works cited. Now you have to double space it and stuff and put in the right font, but that's the information. What goes in the in-text citation following the quote is Eckhart. So you would put her name, and then just her last name, not her first name, just her last name, not the year, just her last name. That's what goes on the in-text citation. They have to match whatever's on your works cited page has to match your in-text citation, and whatever you cite in the body of your paper also has to match your works cited page. I have a lot of MLA samples on that. If it's confusing to you, you can email me, you can use the Writing Center. There's all kinds of information on citing your work in the modules. The other thing I want to show you for this week is the actual essay assignment, and talk about it for a minute. So let me go to that. Hang on just a second. I think I need to log in, so let me do that. And I just wanted to go over a few things with you. I will try and get your essays graded very quickly so that you have my feedback for the second essay. But let me go over with you the essay assignment. I'm going to share my screen again and go to the essay assignment. Essay 2. So it's due next Sunday. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. But for every essay assignment, one of the things that I do is have required elements. You have to scroll down to see it. Usually my instructions are very long, so you want to make sure that you read through the instructions carefully. 1, you want to use academic voice. No I, no you, no we, no our. When you say we need to abolish the death penalty, what you really mean is America needs to abolish the death penalty, or legislators, or the states, or citizens, something like that. I have in here, you may not write about the death penalty, but I'm going to take that out and give you that option. But I'll remove that before I post this assignment. So you need 2 short quotes from the articles, no more than 4, 2.5 pages of writing. I want to talk about the thesis statement. Discriminatory practices in the American criminal justice system keep the poor from receiving fair due access. That's an example. So you want to make sure that you follow the guidelines. Your thesis is not about the essay. You don't want to say, this essay says that blah, blah, blah. Your thesis is your own argument. The death penalty should be abolished. There's too much discrimination in the criminal justice system. Our jury, America's jury system is biased. Whatever you're going to write about, your thesis is the point you're making, and then the rest of the essay is proving your point by discussing it, by writing about it, by giving some facts or a little bit of research about it. This is only a 2-page essay. So you want to review all of these guidelines. This is just a sample thesis statement. You want to come up with your own. And the other thing I point out here is the articles are really just designed to get you thinking. Choose 1 or 2 quotes from the articles to support the points you want to make, but don't just repeat the information from the articles. That's not critical thinking. Just summarizing what the article says is not critical thinking. You want to use the articles to come up with your own thoughts on the idea and then write what your own ideas are. And you can do that without saying I. If you say the death penalty must be abolished, I already know that's what you think or believe, so you don't have to say I think or believe. If you have any questions about that, be sure to let me know, but read through it. And I also want to remind you to read through the grading rubric. The grading rubric changes with each essay assignment, and it becomes different. So here, you know, 2 of the big point system, there's 3 big point areas: focus and organization, paragraph development, and then MLA format. And so you want to make sure you read those and look at what those mean. Other than that, I think that's good. I still want to leave it up to you to read through all that information. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, and I will talk to you later.